Hey guys, happy Sunday. Today is, I think it's March 15th, and I'm vlogging today. It's been about 2 months since I have spoken to my YouTube family. Why? 2 months ago, our family took a really big hit. There was a huge event that took place in our lives, and I'm not going to get into any of the details about it, so if that's why you're here, that's not what this video is going to be about. The people that I want to know, and we're just going to leave it at that. First and foremost, during this time, I had the absolute privilege and honor of having the most amazing friends who reached out to me, sent me songs, sent me voice messages, sent me Bible verses, sent me encouragement, sent me funny stuff. You guys helped me get through one of the worst times of my entire life, and you know who you are, and I love you, and I thank you so much. You're amazing, and you'll never know how much I appreciated that. And I do want to apologize. Some of the messages went sometimes days without me reading them. Some I never even responded to, and that just goes to show what a difficult time I was having, and I was in a really bad spot. I'm feeling good today. I have no idea what tomorrow's gonna bring. I have a great message here that I want to share with you from today's sermon. It spoke directly to my soul. Like, I feel like our pastor picked this sermon specifically for me because, man, it hit me right here. It hit me in the chest. It hit me hard. It resonated with me, and I got so full today. It was so rich and powerful, and it filled me right up, and it gave me the inspiration I needed to film this video. So what's going on? What's going on in life? When I say that it's blustery outside, I mean it is so windy. See this right here? This is the entrance to my attic. And right before I push play on this video, the suction from the window I have open here and the vents upstairs caused that door right there to fly up, and now it's all messed up. I'm gonna have to get up there and fix it. The first year that we lived here, I was convinced we had somebody living in the attic because that would happen, and I'd come home and it would be moved, and I'm like, I know my children aren't getting up there. I know I'm not getting up there. I know my husband's not getting up there. We have a squatter in the attic. But come to find out, it's just the pressure, and it pulls that up sometimes. The kids are doing great. My two littles are at Papa's house. I'm home alone right now. Britt and Gavin are at wrestling practice. They'll be home later. I spent the last hour or so kind of picking up the house. I started laundry. I did the dishes. I swept. I had some time outside before it got too windy. I trimmed my honeysuckle bush, and I trimmed my clematis, and just kind of took a walk around the property, and that was really nice. I don't know if I'll be putting in a garden this year. I have my berries that I planted last summer. I'm excited to watch those grow this year, and I just feel really good today. I feel really great today, but like I said, I have no idea what tomorrow will bring, and we'll just take it as it comes. And that has a lot to do with today's sermon. These are my sermon notes from today. I've been having so much fun taking notes during sermons. And sometimes I worry that our pastor thinks that I'm looking down at my phone or not paying attention to him, but I'm really just like doodling and noting everything that I think I need to document and journal that he's saying. And today's sermon was called Trust the Process, Learning to Trust God. We all need help with that. Everybody, especially me. I am a person who is a fixer, and I have zero patience, and I hold people to a very high standard, including myself, and that means get it done now. If something's wrong, fix it now. That's just how I am. That's how I was raised. Those were the expectations that I was given as a child. Those are the expectations that I just have imprinted on myself. And unfortunately, I do the same to others. My children, my husband, I know that can be a lot for them. I know that things, some things that I want aren't realistic, and I'm coming to terms with that slowly. It's only taken me 35 years to understand that not everything can be fixed overnight. You can't justify everything. You can work hard. But sometimes your work can only get you so far. And that's why you need Jesus. You need Jesus. You need the Word, and you need God. And I'm going to read you some of my sermon notes that I took today. But first, we're going to read the Psalm 91 here that this entire sermon and study was kind of based around. So this is Psalm 91. And it's titled, My Refuge and My Fortress. This is the ESV, by the way. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. This part's my favorite. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, the Most High, who is my refuge, no evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent. That's good stuff. That gives me so much hope and faith and peace, because that just means if I have God, then he has me, and he will protect me, and he will fix the things that need to be fixed. But maybe it's not time to fix them. I, unfortunately, am not in charge. I do not get to decide when things will be fixed. I do not get to decide when things get back to normal. I do not get to decide the timeline of events. And there's only one person who can, and that's our Lord and Savior. So let me read to you some of the key points from today's sermon. Here I put, trusting God opens the door to peace, strength, wisdom, encouragement. Here are some truths. Trusting God is not always easy. It's not. It's not for me. I guarantee it's not for you. It's a hard thing to do. It is very hard to be in some of the darkest, most trying times of your life and just live in it, sit in it, feel it, own it, learn from it. It's so hard. It's so hard. Man, in the last 2 months, I lost myself for a minute, and I'm finding myself again, and I have Jesus to thank for that. If we always trusted, we wouldn't try to take things into our own hands. Sometimes sometimes I think that I have the tools and the knowledge and the capability to fix everything. And no, not even close, not even close. The plan for your life will always be to be more like Jesus. That's the only goal here. That is the only goal. That's the reason we were born. It's the reason why we were created, was to be like Jesus, to accept him into our hearts and to be more like him. And we should be trying to do that more and more every day. And I can only speak for myself when I say I can really improve on that. There is so much room for growth for me, because some days I'm walking a mile backwards some days. And then there are days like today when I feel like I'm just full. I'm full of God's grace, and thank him. I just thank him so much for that. I thank him for this day. This one hit me hard. When you look back, you will see the hands of God moving in your life. So if you take a minute and you look back on something that happened in your life, a time maybe in your childhood, a time in your teens, a time in your 20s, and you look at it with the perspective of God and the perspective. Do you hear that wind? Your new perspective will show you that all of that happened for a reason, and the reason was to make you stronger and to give you the wisdom that you need to be a better you and to be more like Jesus. And I know when I get through this super trying, dark time in my life, 10 years from now, a decade from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to remember this very moment when I sat here sharing my sermon notes with you, and I'm going to be so proud of myself because I was able to see it. I was able to see God's work. I wasn't blinded. I wasn't blinded by the things of the world. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You must go through trials to be more like Jesus. Trusting God means placing confidence in him. Go to him first. Don't go to Google. Don't go to YouTube. Don't go to TikTok. Go to the Word and go in prayer first. This is a big one. This one cut pretty deep today at church. To trust God, you must know him. So, unfortunately, if you don't know God, there is no way that you will be able to fully have faith and trust in him. And I have been spending since last August, every day I've been trying to know God more and more and more. And I look back at the past Brittany and I think how naive she was, because people would ask me, do you believe in God? Sure. Do you pray? Sure. I didn't know God, so I didn't know how to pray. I called myself a Christian when I wasn't behaving like one. You don't get to just say that you know God. You really have to be in the Word to get to know him. That's why it was made. That's why it was created. It was given to us. It was a gift for us to get to know Jesus, the story of Jesus and his Father. Don't be your own God. There's only one God and you don't get to be it. You're not in charge. A delay in an answered prayer is not denial. The answer to your prayer probably is the struggle that you're going through, because that struggle is going to give you invaluable wisdom. Hard times can grow our trust in God. That's true. That's true. You know, if I'm being honest, there was a time in the last 2 months that I felt very distant from God, and I was acting out of character, and I was turning to alcohol to make me feel better, and it made things so much worse. It made things so much worse, but that was me. That was me thinking that I could remedy the situation, that I knew the answer, and boy did I not. I just made everything worse. Yeah, delays are not denials. And this is super important to know too, is God has perfect timing. It could take another year for this problem that I'm in right now to be fixed. It could take another 3 years for me to feel comfortable again, to feel at peace again, to feel normal again. And I'm just gonna have to be okay with that. I'm gonna pray on it. I'm gonna be in the Word. I'm going to trust that God has it. And maybe there's more for me to learn. Maybe there's more that's supposed to happen. And if I try and rush through it and fix everything, I'm gonna throw the trajectory of the whole thing off balance. So that's my plan. I'm going to give it to God. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna surround myself with people who are fruitful. And I'm gonna be okay. I'm 100% going to be okay. My family's gonna be okay. My friends are gonna be okay. And you know what's even more exciting is that on the other end of this, I could be a new version of myself that I never imagined was possible. I could have a whole new, better life coming if I just don't let myself get in the way of that. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Some of this has just been like word vomit, but man, did today really fill me up. Before the end of the sermon, our pastor gave us 4 tasks to help us trust God. And if you follow these little guidelines, it will help you reach the point of being able to trust in the Lord in all things. Number 1, start small. Let me think here. The other day, we left. The whole family left, and we forgot that the dogs were outside. Yeah, we have a few acres here. We're way back from the road, but we were far away once we realized, oh my gosh, we left the dogs outside. We couldn't turn around. We had somewhere we had to be, and I got real quiet, and I thought, Lord, please protect my dogs. Please protect my dogs. Please put a hedge of protection around them. Make them stay on the porch. Make them stay. And they did. And they did. I got home. They were totally fine. They were both laying on the porch. They didn't go anywhere. That's a small thing, relatively speaking. And it's just the first example that came to mind. So trust him with the small things, and then you can move your way up to the bigger things. 2, journal. Start writing down what's going on in your life. Write down what you have been doing to get closer to God, the actions you've been taking, where you're at in the Bible, what your prayers are, what have you been dwelling on, that type of thing. And keep up with it. Do it just a little bit every day or a little bit every week. And then the really cool thing is, 5 years from now, you can go back and read that, and you can see how many blessings have been bestowed on you since then. And it gives you that new perspective of, wow, I remember going through that. It was terrible and awful, but look at the fruit. Look at the fruit that was provided because of it. It's pretty cool. 3, surround yourself with Christians. If you're part of a church, try to hang out with your church family more. We did a kickball tournament. That was super fun. We have a monthly fellowship breakfast. I love that. I'm part of a Bible study that's starting Tuesday. We're doing this Bible study, and this is hard. This is hard stuff. This is like intellectual, like verse mapping. It's kind of hard, but I'm learning so much. And then 4, trust God every day. Wake up in the morning, and the first thought, try to make it something like, I don't know what the day holds, but I trust God. I trust God that He will protect me. I trust God that whatever happens is His will, and I trust His decision and His timing. I'm gonna try and do that. Even if I need to put a postie on my headboard, or put a postie on the mirror in the bathroom, or put a postie on my phone, because you know the first thing we're all doing in the morning is grabbing our phones. I want my first thought to be about Jesus, to be about God, and to be about how I'm putting my faith and trust into them. Because man, imagine a life where you weren't anxious anymore because you knew you weren't in control. So what's the point? Doesn't that sound so peaceful? It does to me. Okay, I'm gonna stop preaching to you now. I'm gonna hold this up so if you wanted to copy any of my notes, you can. They're probably hard to read a little bit. I typically don't use pencil, but I didn't have my tools. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. I got the spring fever. I got the spring fever bad. Today we walked out of church, and the sun was shining, and I could feel it hitting my face, and it just warmed my chest, and that was amazing. That felt so good. Now it's super windy. It wasn't windy when we left church. If you're still here, thank you so much for listening to me blabber on. I'm okay. I'm gonna be fine. I've just been going through it. You know, these trials are what make us who we are. And yeah, I wish that it didn't happen, but it did. And now we have to learn from it. And I have the best support system. Some of you are watching right now. And man, do I appreciate you and love you. And I pray for you guys all the time. I think about you guys every day. I wonder what you're doing. I wonder what you're thinking. I wonder what you're working on. I wonder what you're cooking. I wish I could be, I wish I was physically closer to you guys. I wish we were all neighbors and I could just pop over and sit with you. Anyway, thank you for humoring me. Thanks for playing along. And I'm gonna try not to blow away. I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.